Hey, what's up, you guys? And in today's video, we're going to look at 10 Loud House conspiracy theories. Now, The Loud House is a great show. I love it. And I love conspiracy theories. So when I saw this video, I was like, I have to watch it. I have to. And so I'm watching it with you guys. I hope this is very interesting. I hope they have very great theories. Let's get right into it. Let's get right
10
into
The
it.
Loud House Conspiracy Theories.
Get right into this.
Lynn is a transgender girl.
What?
We all know The Loud House is a pretty progressive cartoon that even...
Wait, I'm like shocked. I'm like thinking over like the episodes I've watched of Lynn. Is she actually? The only big hint that you actually get is that she plays a lot of sports. That was the only thing I got.
features a biracial gay couple. So could this theory really be that off? Lynn Loud is a transgender girl. Let's start with a very simple observation. Her dad is Lynn Loud Sr. In some cases, the firstborn son is usually considered the junior of the family. In this case, it would be Lincoln. So how come Lynn was the one that got her father's name and not Lincoln? Could it be that she was actually the firstborn son? And in the episode where Lincoln imagined to have 10 brothers instead of 10 sisters, Lynn's name was the only one that was still the same. In an episode where Lincoln hates hand-me-downs, Lynn gives him her jockstrap. Although we know she's involved in all kinds of sports, a jockstrap is a typical item for men. The Loud House team hasn't confirmed whether this theory is true or not, but judging by some of the...
Yeah, that's a very big, like, clue. Because jockstraps are made only for guys. I don't think girls could wear them. Could it be it, maybe? I don't know, because it's got very interesting. Oh, wow, it got very interesting. Let's keep watching. Could it be, though? I mean, it's possible. I mean, the Loud House does have a gay couple with a son, so it could be. It could be. Because why would Lynn get her father's name if she is not a boy? Very interesting, very interesting.
Characters we see on the show, it's likely that Lynn actually is a transgender. And if so, the Loud House really is progressive by choosing not to stereotype Lynn's sexuality or gender. Lincoln is an only child.
The only child.
Hear us out on this one. The
Okay,
Loud
what I
House...
don't like about this is that I hope they don't go into something dark. Like Lincoln imagines himself having all these different sisters just playing around with them, and that he's just a lonely child imagining this. I hope it's not.
revolves around Lincoln, which is largely why there are so many conspiracy theories around Lincoln's life in the family. We have questions and we want answers. Could it be that Lincoln's actually an only child? Hear us out on this one. The entire show revolves around him. Typically, the middle child doesn't really have a lot of focus on them. Sure, he's the only boy in the family, but we also know that he loves to spend a lot of time in front of the TV, reading books, or playing video games. Could it be that he has a huge imagination and he's actually an only child? Some of the fans think that he's imagining living in a large family like this, and because kids at school always talk about his siblings, he imagined what it's like to have a lot of sisters. We also know he cares about his sisters a lot more than his parents do. He seems to have a lot of responsibility when it comes to settling fights and caring for younger siblings, especially for a middle child. Could it be that he's actually an only child who's just imagining what it would be like to have a large family?
Oh no, I don't like that one. Cause I hate theories like those. It's kind of like the Caillou theory that someone came up with, where Caillou actually has cancer. He's in a hospital, and he's just dreaming of what his family would have been. I hate that one. I don't like that one. It's too dark. Even though I like dark stuff, that's messed up.
Art. A lot of fan conspiracy theories revolve around certain characters, but this one is all about a specific episode called Butterfly Effect. Many of our theories single out Lincoln's personality as something negative, so this theory is definitely refreshing. In Butterfly Effect, Lincoln messes up Lisa's experiment, which sets up a chain reaction of some of the worst moments on the show. It turns out that Lincoln was imagining all these things as a worst-case scenario, but some of the things he imagined were pretty clever for an 11-year-old boy. When Lenny becomes more intelligent, she's able to talk about some pretty impressive math stuff. She even solves a math equation she'd never be able to do otherwise. On top of that, she disproves Newton's law of physics. Well, since the scenes turned out to be imagined by Lincoln, could it be that he's in fact so clever he was able to predict exactly what Lenny would say? If Lincoln's able to point out Lisa's math equation mistakes, he's definitely holding back. But this episode brings us to Lincoln's slightly anxious mind. Personality disorder. Let's talk about Lincoln's possible personality disorder. As the only boy in the family, it's, of course, very easy to be easily irritable and hot-headed. But one DeviantArt user pointed out that Lincoln could have a personality disorder. Borderline personality disorder symptoms include emotional instability, insecurity, antisocial behavior, risky behavior, and more. We all know these symptoms largely fit Lincoln's personality. He's also selfish at times, even though he, of course, takes care of his family more than his parents. We've also seen Lincoln have a lot of mood swings, and he gets easily irritated at everyone around him, including video games. Even though he goes by day, he seems to be extremely temperamental. At the same time, he sometimes doesn't take things seriously. Of course, the DeviantArt user argues that it's just a cartoon and that it's probably not that serious. But what do you think? Stay tuned for more shocking theories about...
I mean, that's a very interesting one. I don't know. I need to look up. I need to look up all of these.
That totally makes sense. Neglecting children. You
Neglecting
probably
children.
noticed that the loud parents are never around.
Yeah.
They leave Lincoln and the kids to take care of themselves. This
That's
includes going wherever they want without adult supervision and leaving them alone with the 11-month-old baby Lily. It's probably not the smartest choice,
Nope.
especially since the kids always get in some kind of a mess. We've rarely seen them actually leave the house to go to work, and there are two possible theories behind their absence. It could be that the parents are just constantly at work to make their ends meet, or that they simply don't care that much about the kids and are neglecting them. The kids take care of themselves most of the time. Of course, the parents make an appearance here and there, but the ones we remember the most are the times when they get kicked out of a hotel for going skinny dipping in the pool at nighttime, or the time when they both go to an interview with a babysitting agency and leave all the kids at home alone. They really seem to let the kids do whatever they want, and they never take any action after everything goes horribly wrong. What do you think? Make sure to let us know in the comments. Lincoln was a disappointment.
Okay, oh no, I don't like that one. Lincoln was a disappointment. Okay, back to the neglecting children one. The parents could be at work, but you don't really see them leave work to work. It could be working. I think that the reason the parents do not interfere with the children is because they want them to figure it out on their own. They don't want themselves to rely on the parents to fix every situation that they come by. They want them to fix it by themselves. They also want them to be very connected with each other, you know? And so, like, if a parents were to interfere with the child situation, the brother and sister would kind of grow apart because they would rely on the parents to fix a situation if they were to, like, fight or, like, get in an argument. So they want all these different siblings to help them figure it out and, like, grow closer. I think that's what that is. Could be.
There are so many theories about Lincoln out there. We just can't get enough of them. Have you ever wondered why Lincoln is different from others? Why he's the only one in the Loud House that doesn't have a trophy in the family's trophy collection?
That's
And
true.
why there seems to be nothing stereotypical about him? His sisters all have stereotypical personalities, and Lincoln has often been criticized as too average to be the center of attention. A Redditor has a theory that Lincoln's parents are profoundly disappointed in their only son, which is why he gets the smallest room that looks as large as Harry Potter's cupboard under the stairs. But this Redditor points out another interesting fact. If you look at the kids' ages, you'll notice that there's a slight gap between Lincoln, the middle child, and everyone else. There's a 3-year difference between Lincoln and Lucy, and a 2-year difference between Lincoln and Len. The Redditor claims that the parents were desperate for a boy, but by the time Lincoln turned 3, they realized he didn't turn out the way he wanted.
Wow.
So they kept on trying year after year until they finally gave up. Considering Lincoln definitely isn't the smartest, could it be that the neglective parents don't really care about Lincoln? The Redditor claims that the parents were desperate for a boy, but by the time Lincoln turned 3, they realized he didn't turn out the way they wanted, and so they kept on trying year after year until finally giving up. Lincoln is adopted. Everyone seemed
Wow. I think it was a disappointment. I don't know about that one. I really don't. Uh, Like I said, I need to look up all these by myself. I can't really give you an answers to some of these. Wow.
notice that Lincoln is the only boy in the family and that he's the only one with white hair.
That's true.
If you watched our other videos on this show, you know that this is because the characters were originally rabbits. But this theory is so interesting we have to mention it. His appearance could mean that Lincoln is actually adopted and the parents tried to fill the age gap between Lucy and Lynn. The other reason was that Rita and Lynn Sr. had so many girls they realized that the only way they'll get a boy was to actually adopt. This also explains why Lincoln is so different from the rest of the family and doesn't really have stereotypical personality traits like his sisters. Could it be that they were just tired of trying for girls and by the end they decided to adopt an 11-year-old boy and make him the middle child so he always has something he can relate to? They're ghosts. Get ready.
Okay. I don't think Lincoln is adoption is adopted. Here's why. Here's why I think. Okay, listen. So there is a disease to where you could get white hair at such a young age. And if you look at one episode, he talks to his grandfather and the grandfather says you still have snow on the roof. That's as a joke. But the grandfather may know that because grandfather let's say he's young, okay? Maybe Lincoln got the disease from his grandfather and make him have white hair. Because it's possible for a little kid to get white hair. It's very possible for a little kid to get white hair. It's a disease. So maybe he's not adopted. Maybe he just has that disease. Could be. Who knows?
Because our final two theories are dark. Make sure you stay tuned to hear about the
yes.
Chris Savino's fan theory and allegations. But first, let's talk about the fact that a fan thinks the characters are all ghosts. This DeviantArt fan states that Lincoln was a schizophrenic only child that created 10 sisters for his entertainment. This also ties with the theory that he's actually an only child, except this one is a bit darker. The only way the characters could actually exist was if they were dead. The fan explains that Lily died in a miscarriage, Lisa died in a self-experiment, Lola ran away to be a princess, and Lana got a disease from the mud. Lucy and Lynn took their own life, Luann was killed for her jokes, Luna lost her hearing at the concert, Lenny drank poison, and died in a car crash.
Oh no.
Pretty brutal stuff, right? But the dark tone of this theory also ties with another theory that discusses a very gruesome lost episode called Enough is Enough. The episode mentions Lincoln having enough and ending attacking all his sisters. While we're sure that these are all just innocent theories with no real evidence, you have to see our final theory, which definitely has real evidence. Chris Savino. And last but not least, this theory belongs to many news articles and have covered recent allegations toward Chris Savino, the creator of the show. If you're a hardcore Loud House fan, you probably know that Chris was fired from the show due to many assault allegations that were highlighted in light of the 2016 allegations toward Harvey Weinstein and other big Hollywood businessmen. But what seems to baffle a lot of readers is the fact that Chris's allegations came from more than a dozen women. And they all seem to be long-standing. Could it be that Nickelodeon hired Chris because they knew he was going to deliver a hit show, despite the fact his chaotic life put in danger many animators and others who worked closely with him? We all know that the movie industry doesn't really have a clean track record, but it looks like the animation industry is just as bad. You probably know that The Loud House was based on Chris Savino's life. There's no wonder that the show features so many inappropriate moments, considering his recent allegations. Why did Nickelodeon let Chris stay on the show so long if it seemed that most women who were working with him had a huge problem with his unprofessional behavior? Were they just waiting for him to develop the story enough? What are your thoughts? Were you surprised to hear about Chris's allegations? Let us know in the comments. And that's it for our video.
That's really something. Wow, okay, well, that's gonna be the end of the video. That was very interesting. Like I said, I can't give you answers to all of these because I love conspiracy theories. There was one that's kind of iffy. I did give you an answer for that. But, like I said, I have to look up these by myself because if you don't know, sometimes on my spare time, I like to look up conspiracy theories and try to, like, debunk them. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.